In today's video, I want to talk all about networking and the one simple thing that I've learned over the past year that's helped me become a better networker, a better communicator, and just overall a better salesperson when it comes to interacting with people for the first time. So you might be somebody who's going to a networking event like me. About a year ago, when I really stepped out and I decided I'm going to get out of the office, I'm going to go meet people, I'm going to go shake hands, I'm going to put myself out there. And sometimes you have conversations where you feel like, oh, I really got along with that person. Like we were really vibing. And then sometimes you talk to people and you're like, I don't think I'm going to be a memorable person. And they're not memorable to me. Like I only remember the person's name and I'm probably going to forget about the conversation in 15 seconds when I go to talk to somebody else, right? So a couple of things that I've learned that I want to share. Number one is when you're going up to somebody brand new, have a list of questions that you like to bring up. Like you might start it with, hey, whereabouts are you from? Like, where are you coming from? And especially if you're at an event where people are coming from across the country, for example, they might say, oh, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Oh, I was there last year. Oh, I have a cousin that lives there. Like it creates a connection point. Or you might say, tell me what you do outside of work. Like, what are some of your hobbies? Like to get to know the person on a more deeper level, or ask them if they have children. Come up with a list of questions that you feel comfortable that you can rotate based off of the people that you engage with for the first time. The second thing is, if you're networking with people in a professional environment, don't worry so much about telling them what you have to offer and the services that you provide. I oftentimes like to think of networking almost like dating, where it's like if you're walking up to somebody that you're interested in for the first time, you're not going to walk up to them and say, hey, do you want to get married? Right? Or after you talk to them for 20 minutes, hey, do you want to get married? That's usually not how it works. So what I recommend in networking is walking up to somebody, getting to know them, just building a relationship, and knowing in the back of your head that, hey, this might lead to a sale 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 3 years from now, or they might refer me to somebody that's a good fit for my business, but not necessarily worried about booking a sales call, making a deal, all of that. Don't worry about that in your first conversation. Take that off of your mind, and that will actually probably alleviate some of the stress. And the third thing is become genuinely interested in what the other person has to say, their experience, and what they have to offer. And what I always remind myself is I want to go into a conversation and I want to leave it learning something new. So when they're speaking to me, I always make sure that I keep eye contact, that I'm actually absorbing the information and taking it in, and then asking another engaging question afterwards to show them A, that I'm interested, and B, continue the conversation and continue learning more about what this person has to say, right? And when you walk away from that conversation, even if you didn't necessarily have the opportunity to exchange any information or explain your services or explain your product, you've shown that person that I've respected their time and they remember you, because people love to talk about themselves. Remember that. So if you want to be memorable, it's probably not going to be by the things that you say always, but it might be by the way that you showed them an interest, you showed them good energy, the way that you respected them, and that can lead to future business and future opportunity down the line. So if you're somebody who wants to get better at networking, remember, you don't want to talk not at all, right? Because that will be awkward. But my rule of thumb is like, hey, I want to talk I want to listen like 60, 65%, and I want to talk like 30, 35%. Show that person and learn as much as possible and do a lot of good listening so that a week later or a couple of days later, I can follow up with that person and I'll have better rapport there to lead to something else in the future. So remember this when you're going to your next marketing event. Subscribe to my channel for more marketing business videos just like this one. I will see you in the next one.